Hello everyone, and welcome back to my very dead channel. So dead that there's probably zombies rolling around in it that you probably need a shotgun or a katana to be able to take out. This is Mr. Dark, and I'm saying hi. How's everything going with all y'all? It's been quite some time since I've last posted anything, probably about, I don't even want to think back, maybe 2-3 months since my last video, and quite often than that, a little bit beforehand the last time I actually did a vlog like this. And back then, I was not in the greatest state of mind. I was in a pretty bad spot. And that's part of what I wanted to talk about in this vlog. Just a lot of the stuff that's been going on as of late. Some of you are aware of it, others not so much. I'm actually looking to post this on both my Twitter account and on my Facebook, because parts of this applies to both sets of friends and family that I have on either side, and I figured that just to not only vent, but also to let people know what's been going on with me, because it's been a trying year for 2007, at least for me, and I know it has been for other people too. So, to start off, and as I said probably in the last vlog that I did with this, I have been in a extreme state of depression and anxiety. The past 8 months has probably been the hardest that I've had in quite some time, and my mental state has not been all that well. Practically every day has been extremely trying. I've been having all types of highs and all types of lows, and it's gotten to the point where it's really started to affect not only my work life, but my home life as well. So, first and foremost, I wanted to apologize. There has been quite a number of people that I haven't had a chance to really talk with. I've been very distant compared to other people, and that's for a number of reasons. And I wanted to kind of reach out in this video a little bit to let those people know that because of my state of mind, I've been very distant with a lot of you, and it's been very difficult trying to keep up with people, because as I'm starting to find out that I have anxiety when it comes to being social to a point. And it's not so much the fact that I'm anxious in reference to being in crowds of people, because with my job and in my environment, I can handle that pretty well. I don't have pretty much issues being in crowds, so I can go to like malls when it's super busy. I can do like Black Fridays and stuff like that. I can do that pretty well. But when it comes to trying to talk to multiple people at once or in a short time span, it becomes very hard for me to keep up with that. And for myself, it's a bit of a strain to do that. I have found that I've keep my knit of people that I talk to on a daily basis rather small. I branch out only when I really feel that I can, or I don't feel as anxious to do so. So if I haven't reached out to you in a while, I apologize for that. And this is part of the reason why that I've been so reclusive in that regard. That and my depression has kept me more to myself, because I'm coming to the point here where it's starting to really affect me. And not to say that people haven't warned me that this can happen, but I'm now becoming more concerned that my mental state is going to cause me to be into a very dark place. Now, thankfully, that has, even with me being at an all-time low this past couple months and such, I'm happy to say that I have not ever been at that point. And I have to thank one person in particular, and that's my grandfather. My grandfather, and I don't mean to go into this huge rant about him, but he was very much a father figure to me when I didn't have much of one growing up. And I've always held him in high regards, as he was, I feel like almost like he was my true dad. Not to say that my actual dad, isn't a bad guy. He's not. He's done a lot for me despite his faults. My grandfather, as I said, I hold very close. And having him gone for the past couple of years, I've felt like that I've let him down in many ways, because he had helped me out in more ways than one, in so many ways growing up. Back when I was a kid, looking after me. When I got older, helping me financially, helping me, putting me through college, which I will never be able to repay that debt to him. But he had done so much for me, and I felt like, and I still feel like I've let him down. And that's been a very, very difficult thing for me to handle. I don't like letting people down, especially for those who have put the effort into supporting me. So, being at the state that I have been, not really being able to move on with my life and do what I want to do, because that's honestly what he wanted for me. It's been soul crushing to a point. But at the same time, it's one of the few things that still keeps me going every single day. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't necessarily be at the point that I was. So I am in his debt. And I've always been the type to, if I'm in debt to somebody, then I'll do my damnedest to repay that debt. And that has been pretty much one of the few driving points to help me keep me going every single day. And waking up every single day has been a chore more than anything else. Just doing everything, going to work, working very long hours, dealing with, work drama. Everybody has work drama. But then coming home to a big empty house is what's going on. And the fact that my schedule keeps me away from people here, and because my schedule and my own personal problems has kept me distant, my depression has festered quite a bit. And again, it has made it very difficult for me to talk to other people and reach out to other people. So for all of you who are out there, and I haven't had much of a chance to really talk with or hung out with you, this is partly why, as I said before. The other part is just a change in mindset. And I don't necessarily think this is just because of my depression, but I just think that there has been some changes. I'm looking at things in a different light, or I have been looking at things in a different light. And those people who I haven't been close with before, I haven't been all that close with anymore. And it's a shame, but I'm coming to realize that that's just a nice little cycle of things. It's a shame that it has to be like that. I mean, people kind of come and go. You don't talk to people as much as you used to. And it sucks. Especially with the fact that there was a lot of cool people that I enjoyed hanging out with and talking with. But just because of everything that I haven't. So, again, I'm sorry for that. So, with that in mind, I'm in the attempt to do better for myself, which is something that I've never really looked into, because as I've said in many videos, I don't really much care for myself. And one of the reasons for that is that I've never I never really placed all that much value in myself because it's essentially just me. Whatever happens, happens. And that's a very depressing thing to say, but that had been my mindset for so long. And because of that, I've kind of put myself into a position where I've not necessarily let people take advantage of me, but I put myself into a situation where I'm kind of trampling over myself. I'm straining myself mentally, physically, emotionally, to where I'm not looking out for myself like I should be. And to a point, I gotta stop that. It's not doing me any good. It's not good for my mental state. It's not good for anything that I do. So, and I never thought I would ever have to say this, but I have to be more selfish. I have to be more self-serving for myself. And that's not necessarily, just doing more things for myself, but also being a little bit more open with myself. Not being so afraid to speak my mind about things. And I'll quote one of my favorite quotes of all time, which hilariously enough, it's one of the reasons, where it came from is one of the reasons why I decided to do this vlog. Hilariously enough, it's from one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game of all time. Open up your world. There are words that I had nearly forgotten to do, and a friend of mine recently helped me see that in a whole new light. To open up your world means to broaden your horizon, to look at things in a different perspective. But it also means too to open up out of your bubble. Not to be reclusive, to speak freely, to speak your mind. And there has been many a times where I felt like I've had to hold back and that I've had to hold my opinion because I was so worried about being judged, so worried that I was going to sound stupid, that I essentially would just become dead silent and essentially would get lost in the noise. And I can't do that anymore. I owe it to myself to be a little bit more open, even if people may not necessarily agree with what I have to say. I have to be more open. I like to think that and there's way more to me than I feel as though that I've really let out to other people. And that was another thing that my friend, which thanks for her, to help me see things today in a bit of a different, a great light. That there is more layers to myself. And a lot of those things I haven't been able to let manifest. I haven't been able to really share my likes, my goals, everything that is me, because I'm so worried that nobody's gonna care. And I shouldn't give a fuck about if anybody cares or not. The only person who should be caring is me. And I feel like I've been so caught up and worried about what everybody else is going to say, what everybody else is going to think. Are they going to think I'm stupid? Am I going to think I'm wrong? Am I going to think I'm a horrible person? I can't do that anymore to myself. I have to be honest with myself. I have to be honest with other people. And to do that, I have to go and be more selfish. I have to go and express myself a little bit more, which is going to be very hard for me because this is something that I've never really done. But I want to go and open up, and I want to share. I want to learn more. I want to see more. I want to do more. And I want to share myself a little more with everybody else, especially to those who have been close. Those who are close to me, they know me. Maybe not all aspects of me, because of course there's aspects of everybody that we don't necessarily share. But there's other people out there that know me, but they don't know me. And I want to change that. I want everybody to be able to get to know me a little bit more. I want everybody to be able to get to know the real Mr. Dark. Not necessarily the small little parts that you necessarily see all the time. And then in doing so, I don't want to be anxious as far as, and being worried so much as far as what other people think. Because when it comes down to it, the world ends with you. Also the quote of, and the name of my favorite game in the world, which, by the way, if you ever get a chance, play that game. It is underrated, it is absolutely beautiful, and playing it again is what helped inspired me to do this video. Now, I'm not necessarily done, but I'm just saying it's really what inspired me to do this video. Plus the constant changes that I have been attempting to put into place to help my state of mind. So playing this game again, because I was actually going to go and stream it, but that really never came to pass due to technical issues, and I think part of the reason why is that my computer or my laptop can't really handle the emulator all that well. So I'm going to hold that off until I get a better working system, or I can figure out what's wrong and be able to stream it off of this one, because that is a game that I want to go and share with everybody else, especially if you haven't never played it before. So with all these changes that I wanted to make, with all these things that I want to do differently, I want to make a big one. I'm looking to go and make a big change. I'm looking to go and branch out more, to open up my world, and to essentially hit a reset button. I'm looking to possibly move out of my current area, not necessarily just to another part of my state, but actually out of state. I want to go and get a new perspective as far as things concerned. Not to say that, where I am right now isn't necessarily the baddest place in the world, but the world truly ends with me. And I feel like that I've let my own personal life problems, my own depression, my anxiety, my fears, my doubts, my guilt, everything, I've let all of that hold me from flying. And I can't let that happen. Not at this stage. Not at this stage of my life. I can't let that happen. I can't do that to myself anymore. So I'm looking to go and do a reset. I'm looking to branch out. I want to go and start over again. I want to have a new perspective as far as things concerned. I want to get my life together. I thought I had it together, or at least in a decent place, but I let it slip. And I want to basically pick up the pieces and start over again. And hopefully, if things go well the way that I want to, that I'm able to make that happen. So, bottom line, if for any of you out there that are dealing with this issue, dealing with your own anxiety, dealing with your own depression, let me say this. The world ends with you. If you want to make it out there, you have to push your horizons as far as they go. Because once you open up your world, you open up yourself to the world, you have so many opportunities ahead of you, even if you don't think that they're there. So, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for understanding. I hope that this helps shed some light as far as some things that have been going on in my life. I hope that it sheds some light as far as how I've been mentally, physically, emotionally, and I hope it gives a little bit more insight, and I hope that all of you can get something out of this, especially if you're dealing with something similar to this. So, hopefully, and going a little off topic, I'm hoping to maybe do some more game work stuff here. I don't know how that's going to look with my schedule, because that's part of the reason, one of the reasons why I haven't been able to post stuff, is that my schedule has been really tight. But hopefully I'll be able to get back on track and be able to do a little bit more something, because this is something that I miss doing. I actually enjoyed doing videos. I actually enjoyed just, having something to do, recording things. And I'm actually testing, this video right now is testing out a new recording system. So I'm hoping that this is the start to a huge change for myself.